In many ways, these algorithms are enticing kids to do more dangerous things. They're enticing young girls to wear more provocative clothing because that's what the algorithm is going to go. That's what everybody wants to see. So I'm going to promote that post.
I want to touch on the one that you've already raised, and that's around mental health. Tell us more about your concerns for mental health in this digital age.
We're not designed, our bodies, our brains are not designed to ingest the amount of content that we ingest on a daily basis. When you talk about like a TikTok, and you're scrolling through all these videos, our brains are not physically adjusted yet for that. We haven't, we're not meant to do that. We're not meant, we talked before this, Mick, about, having kind of Zoom fatigue during the pandemic, and that you're sitting in front of a screen all day for 8 hours and you get home and you're just exhausted in a way that you weren't exhausted before when you could have physical in-person meetings. You have to also have those, like maybe a meeting that's fun, where you don't talk about work. You get together as a group, or maybe it's a department. If you're in a large organization, if you're in a small organization like ours, it would be the whole company. And we'd get together and we'd maybe have a show and tell, where you'd pick something in your office and you tell a story about that. Or maybe you get to talk about your life, because that is so important, because you're, like you said, you don't have those little interactions at the coffee maker where you get to go, hey, how was Billy's baseball game yesterday? Or how's your mom? I know she's struggling with, some cancer issues. You don't have that with these Zoom meetings where it's meeting to meeting to meeting and it's all business.
The other part of the social media and the mental health aspect is the issue of comparison. And what I want to say to our audience is that when you see someone's Instagram feed, you are seeing what they want you to see. That is a curated version of their life. And I think the danger of that, with some exceptions, I think there are some very natural people in social media. With some exceptions, people are portraying the person that they want to be, the person that they want to aspire to be, or the way that they want you to see them. And it's not necessarily real life. And then, particularly with young, impressionable people, it sets a new standard, a new expectation of comparing themselves to that person that they see on Instagram, that influencer, and start comparing themselves not necessarily in a favorable light. Any thoughts on that from your perspective, Corey?
I mean, I think it's entirely legitimate. You're seeing kids who are wanting plastic surgery to look like an Instagram filter. They're taking the picture of themselves with the filter to the plastic surgeon and saying, make me look like this. Typically, men struggle less than women do with that. But you have men who are reaching out and saying, let me have plastic surgery, get me the chiseled jaw, because I want to look like that. These are young, healthy, attractive, people, but they just want to be more attractive. They want to look more like you said, that influencer that is out there that they're following. And a lot of those influencers do deal with mental health issues. And you see that when they come out and they say, yeah, I'm struggling. I'm struggling. So, I mean, the thing of comparison is absolutely legitimate and real. In many ways, these algorithms are enticing kids to do more dangerous things. They're enticing young girls to wear more provocative clothing because that's what the algorithm is going to go. That's what everybody wants to see. So I'm going to promote that post. Therefore, they get that dopamine hit of like, oh man, people are sharing this. People are liking this. I've got to do more of this. I've got to do more of this.
Spot on. And I think that's exactly what's fueling some of this, is that pleasure cycle is so short, and just means that we need more and more of it. And we need a way for people to talk about social media detox. I think that needs to be part of our world right now. People need to take a break from time to time. By all means, consume it. Go back. and use it for its virtuous natures that we spoke about. But maybe think about some of these detox periods where you do take a break from it so that you can reset. Otherwise, it is going to keep on spiraling like that.
You mentioned a chance to change earlier, and I'm on the Young Professionals Board there. It's an addiction recovery mental health center here in Oklahoma City. And we chat about this, is they're getting more and more phone calls about young people, especially during this pandemic. More and more young people are having these mental health crises. And a lot of that is, social media. And it was fueled by the fact it already was there with social media, but then now they don't have school. They're not hanging out with their friends at school. They're on Zoom school. And then, they're not hanging out with their friends in the afternoons and going to sports. Maybe they, play football, basketball, tennis, whatever, cheerleading. They're not doing that. And so they're stuck at their house and, with nothing to do. So they're scrolling through social media, and it's causing that problem where they're on it more and more. And that screen time just increases and increases, and the mental health deteriorates.